The following is a presentation from PokerStars.net. Last night, on the big game, Doyle Brunson got hit in the head with the deck.
Tell him how smart you are.
Every time I look, he's calling with kings.
And our loose cannon, Will Davis, had marching orders to bust Daniel.
You know what the loose cannon just told me?
What?
His wife doesn't really like you very much.
Your wife doesn't like me very much?
He wants to bust you today.
Will he be able to navigate through this table full of sharks and felt kid poker?
Let's go for it.
We shall see tonight on the big game.
Wow.
PokerStars.net Big Game.
Welcome to the newest game in Las Vegas. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose, where tonight there's over $500,000 on the table as play continues in our state-of-the-art poker room.
Tonight's lineup includes the debonair hipster poker pro David Williams. He's up over 20 dimes.
Nearly the same amount as the man who always shoots from the hip, Texas Dolly, Doyle Brunson.
Kid poker Daniel Negreanu is only down a few orbits of blinds and antes, just a couple of grand.
To his right is internet entrepreneur Jason Calacanis. He is up a whopping small blind.
And as you can see, cash game specialist and triple drug guru Abe Mosseri is down about 10,000.
And the final player at this table is 29-year-old aspiring poker pro Will Davis out of Hilliard, Ohio. As tonight's loose cannon, he was staked 100 grand. He's stuck over 28,000, and he's standing by with Amanda Leatherman.
All right, Will, rough start. Got a little bit of catching up to do. You have a game plan going in there today?
You know, pretty much the same. I want to keep it aggressive, and I think I'm going to steer clear of Doyle.
Yeah, he's scaring you a little bit?
Yeah, he's pretty tough.
Yeah? You said he had an evil stare.
Not so much evil, it's just, I swear, you can read your soul when he's looking through you, so.
All right, go get him, Tiger.
Thanks.
Quick reminder that each cannon staked 100 grand and keeps all profits above the initial $100,000. At season's end, the loose cannon who's won the most money earns a North American Poker Tour passport worth $50K.
And Chris, before the show, our loose cannon wouldn't stop talking to everyone, including me, about his other life passion, the video game StarCraft.
So what is it about StarCraft that makes you guys, like, good at poker? Because that's what you played, StarCraft, right?
I think it's the competition thing.
But isn't it like a strategy game or something like that?
Yeah, you know,
That's a cool way to get chicks, huh? StarCraft?
Yeah, absolutely. Staying home in your mom's basement playing video games for 12 hours.
You gotta go to Korea. It's like
Action folds around to Doyle Brunson, who also folds, so our first hand ends in a walk for David Williams.
I like it.
I'm sure he's happy to take a walk with 4-6 offsuit. Everyone must be too distracted with these tales of StarCraft.
Once again, here are the rules of the big game. As you know, each table lasts exactly 150 hands. Action pre-flop is pot limit, then becomes no limit after the flop. Blinds are 2 and 400 with a $100 ante, all of which is paid by the player on the button. And every player begins with at least $100K, but can rebuy for as little as $50,000, all the way up to $500,000.
Chris, you look like a StarCraft guy. Do you play as Protoss, Human, or Zerg?
Actually, Joe, I don't live with my parents anymore.
You know, it's really not so bad.
Abe Mosseri raises.
Raise.
Big slick for Calacanis, announcing a raise to 4,000. Daniel folds king, queen. Doyle folds an ace. David Williams folds. So does the loose cannon. And Abe calls.
Very loose call from Abe. Everybody wants a chance to play against the blogging millionaire. Let's see if someone presses the like button on this flop.
10 deuce tray, 3 spades hit the board. Mosseri checks his flush draw. Calacanis checks as well.
Not a great flop for Calacanis.
8 of clubs on the turn. Mosseri connects.
Even worse card on the turn now that Abe's got a pair.
And bets 6,500.
Jason's drawing to a non-spade ace or a king.
And folds. So Abe Mosseri picks up a nice little pot.
Bet, bet, bet.
Bet, bet. If you don't want it, I'm going to take it.
I don't want it.
I don't believe him. I think he wanted it. Abe definitely wanted it.
You might never see Elke again when StarCraft 2 comes out.
Elke Gros Pellier.
Why, you think?
Has he been playing the beta lately? Because my friends have been playing the beta, all my friends that love it.
I haven't played it, I've been too busy, but...
So are there really StarCraft groupies?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Crazy. That's funny.
Can't imagine what those groupies look like.
Huh?
Can't imagine what them groupies look like.
Where?
StarCraft, video game groupies.
Probably the same groupies with the Magic groupies.
Oh yeah, you played Magic. Did you ever play Magic too? Magic the Gathering? You never heard of that?
Who didn't? Yeah.
You played that too? Who didn't? Yeah, I bet you Doyle's never played Magic.
Any proper dork played Magic.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I still play it every day.
Who else played Magic? You played it?
Eric Froelich, Brock Parker.
Brock Parker. That kid's good.
Justin Bonomo, Isaac Axton, Scott Seaver, we all play.
They all played it.
We all still do. We all live in Panorama. We play every night. We're playing tonight after this.
2 in a row for David.
You have a regular Magic game?
Yeah. Bunch of poker guys. We all play and play for money, and we just to relax after poker games. We play Magic.
That's wild.
We all live in the same building. We get together.
Do you guys ever track girls as a
Magic
pastime?
is girl repellent.
Chicks love Magic.
Or did y'all ever go rabbit hunting or anything?
But Noah and Justin like to kick it up and play real high, and we've had some disputes over money because they're playing for a few thousand. This is not going to happen.
Abe raises from the button.
A lot of arguments.
And takes it down.
Just, or somebody doing something semi-sketchy, like what counts as what, because they're playing for, a few thousand. Sure. So we don't play for as much until Noah and Justin get involved, and they both got these big egos against each other.
As far as this game goes, 29-year-old David Williams burst onto the scene as the runner-up in the 04 main event. He does have one bracelet to his name, and so far in the big game, he's up over 21 grand.
And he shares a life coach with Phil Hellmuth Jr.
Hopefully they're not sharing sessions.
Just explain that.
It's a card game. You explain it.
It's a strategy card game. I like to say it's you play one-on-one.
It's like Dungeons and Dragons?
Still talking about Magic the Gathering.
Here's how I talk about that part. The cards themselves have art on it, right? But when you play chess, the pieces, like the knight is shaped like a horse, the king has a crown, but that actually is irrelevant, right? The pieces in chess could all be shaped like whatever, and you could just say that this piece moves this way. But they give you that to help you remember or help you give it some
Each card does
style.
a different thing.
So each card has pictures on it that people say is like Dungeons and Dragons, but that's irrelevant. They all have text that tells you how it works, which is akin to like a poker, like a chess piece saying this is how it works, and there's 10,000 different pieces in your
Raise the pot.
Doyle, paying attention to this game, re-raises Will Davis.
You wanted to know how it works?
We're moments away from the Rubik's Cube.
Chicks dig Magic, right?
I love Magic.
You love Magic?
Yeah.
You watch them play and stuff, and like with signs up?
No, but I heard David's the best.
David's the best? You're the best?
Not in the world. I mean, of the poker players, probably. There's a few of us, but I'm up there.
Action on the loose cannon, Will Davis.
Stay on it and practice to be the best. So the guys that play all the time, professionally still.
Yeah.
And he makes the call.
Good luck, Cannon.
Dead heat going into the flop.
4 Queen 8.
We're rooting for you.
After a re-raise pre-flop, we're likely to see a continuation bet from Doyle.
The Hall of Famer fires 7,000, and Davis folds.
I'm going to announce this now in case even if it happens to me, I feel the same. If he does double up off any of us, I am going to applaud and be happy. So don't have your feelings hurt if any of the rest of you, if he doubles through you, and you can do the same to me.
Well, our loose cannon Will has to like the way David Williams is talking. And remember, if you want your chance to appear on the big game and be a loose cannon, simply log on to PokerStars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day. We're back with more right after this.
I'm Abe Mosseri, also known as Easy Peasy. One thing you do know is that loose cannon is going to have to gamble at some point. He's either going to try to double a stack or to go bust. So you know he's going to have to gamble, so that dynamic is in there. So it makes the game a little bit more interesting.
Well, as Abe just told you, all eyes are on the loose cannon, Will Davis, the aspiring poker pro from Hilliard, Ohio. Once again, anything he wins over $100,000, he gets to keep.
Cannon, what's your day job? Do you,
This.
Are you a professional poker player?
No.
No, what do you got a job, for real?
No.
Will has told us that he's dedicated to giving poker a full-time shot.
Well, tonight could be the first step in making that dream come true.
We got a professional.
I thought the whole concept here was...
He's played more poker than anybody here.
That don't surprise me.
We got a professional.
Wait a second. I think that's a tell.
About 1 million hands this year, so far.
So far?
So far.
And it's the middle of the
Played
year?
1 million hands this year.
5 months.
You played live some, too. All right?
Yeah. I was just out here playing over at Mirage, little 2-5.
This is a setup.
I feel like we're being punked.
You don't see anybody handling chips like that.
No, that's what I noticed too.
No, he looks at his cards normal. He handles chips better than Durr did when Durr first started playing. That was the funniest, watching Durr in Bobby's room when he first started. Didn't know how to pick up his cards and chips.
Will knows how to fold. Abe raises.
Card room that would let me play when I was 20. They didn't serve alcohol, so yeah, I started.
You started when you were 20. Yeah. How old are you now?
29.
Okay, so you're old now. Poker-wise, you're kind of old.
Have you ever held a job? Or have you always just played poker for a living?
I was a cook once.
When's the last time you were gainfully employed?
David defends.
Outside of poker.
Nobody here is gainfully employed.
Well, I know that.
To the flop.
The last time I was gainfully employed was 1955.
What is gainfully exactly?
Check.
It just means
Check.
employed. It's a nice way of saying
Gainfully employed?
Deuce of spades on the turn. Williams checks. Mosseri checks. 10 of clubs on the river.
2 pair for David.
Bets 3,000. Mosseri folds.
No,